What's needed to best serve your ideal client? Today's conversation is sponsored by the Billy Keels Advisory Program. If you want to learn more about how to make your 9 to 5 optional, just go to billykeels.com/advising. Once again, that's billykeels.com/advising. What's needed to best serve your ideal client is an episode that was inspired or is inspired by a recent presentation that I gave in Barcelona to the Metropolitan Business Association. Big shouts out to the MBA. And it got me thinking, like, I don't know when the last time I really started talking about this idea, or really like just took an episode to talk about it. But it's one of these things that the more and more that you want to best serve your ideal client, first you need to understand who your ideal client is. This is part of the process that I went through, that I'm now helping others to go through. Because ultimately, when you want to make your 9 to 9 optional, you have to get to a point where you are not only crafting your unique concept, but you've got to get into the point of understanding what is it that you're going to do that's going to help you make your plan a reality. And you do that by being able to generate ongoing income or revenue. But when I started speaking at this MBA, it reminded me, right, because this was a speaking opportunity, and I was thinking about, what are the things that will help the group? And so when I started thinking about this group, I started thinking about the path that I'd gone on, and being in corporate, doing that in a way that was not optimal. Like, I realized that after the fact, I didn't do it optimally, which is why I'm now helping other people to do it optimally. But the idea was, I enjoyed my corporate role, and at the same time, I had this deep burning desire to do something else. I just didn't know exactly what it was. I started dabbling around, playing with investing. That ended up working. That then became a passion project, which then ultimately became a business. And any business, you have to be able to serve clients and serve them successfully and serve them continuously. And so when I started realizing that not only is this about how do you attract your ideal client, because if we're talking about clients, or maybe it's new unique opportunities that you want to then turn into investments, or whatever the case may be, you get to a point that you are not only attracting, but you've identified you're attracting, and now you are making sure that you're doing what's best needed to serve your ideal client. And I realized that most of the time, because I remember when I was clients, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to have more and more and more and more and more clients. Because I started watching all these people on social media that were having, tens, hundreds, thousands of clients. And a lot of these models were very different. Most of them that I was seeing online were B2C, so business to consumer. So like one to many versus like a business to business. So it's like a big business to another big business. And the idea was, yeah, of course, everybody wants more clients. But at the end of the day, and this is what I started realizing over time, which is why I want to share it with you, because I know that you are on a very similar journey. It's not about the massive quantity, the numbers. It's about how are you actually fulfilling on the promise? How are you creating an amazing client experience? Because that's what I started realizing, like deep down inside, like I didn't care if I had a lot of clients. I just want each one of my clients to have an amazing experience. Because by creating an amazing experience, we're helping them learn, grow, and ultimately get closer to the goals and dreams that they wanted. So like most people, you're going to put together this business plan. You're going to figure out, okay, how do you serve more clients? And it's going to feel very, very clunky, methodical, and all that kind of stuff, right? And so there's definitely a place for business plans. And I want you to be able to build your business plan. I want you to not overthink things like I overthought them for such a long time. Sometimes, well, no, all the time, you need to just get started. Recovering perfectionist or perfectionist out there, if you're listening, if you're watching, if you're driving in your car, or maybe if you're even swimming and listen to this, this is the thing. Don't overthink it. Don't go through and get so much analysis that you become paralyzed. Like you create analysis paralysis scenarios. You're overthinking, and you're not actually doing. So you've got to start. So the business plan there is a place for that. Many times you just need a POC, and I talk about it all the time. You need a proof of concept. All you software people, because I know you're watching, you're listening, you understand what I'm talking about. You need a POC, proof of concept, or MVP, minimal viable product, minimum viable product. And so the thing is, as you think about your ideal clients, the ideal client is you've identified them, but now you need to serve them. And here's the thing that I just want to dispel from the very beginning, because once I realized this, and now you're going to realize it, it's about how do you continuously serve your ideal client? Because it's not easy. It's simple. It's not easy. It is simple to identify your ideal client, to attract them, then to serve them. This is the key, right? Because and this is where I want you to understand, and I'm going to use an example, the exact same example that I used when I was giving this presentation to the MBA, because it's something that apparently resonated really well. So I want to share that with you today. At the end of the day, any model that you pick for a business model that is going to be a part of your business plan will work. Any model will work. I'm going to say it a third time. Any model will work as long as you do the work to get the model moving. You have to make a decision. You have to pick. And I'm going to give you an example of what I mean by that. And hopefully this is an example that is going to resonate with you, because it's one that, well, I know anybody and everybody who's listening, you have a desire, a need, a physical need to eat. And so I want to give you an example of when I say you have to pick a model to serve your ideal client. Number one, you need to understand, identify who that ideal client is. Once you've identified them, go ahead and start to attract them. And then it's serving them. It's ongoing serving them. And so whether you like food, right? And I'm going to assume that you eat meat and all this other kind of stuff, because there's a lot of different dining options that are out there today, right? But I'm just going to use one, or even if you don't, you can use these options. But number one, and tell me what these have in common. We're going to talk about food. So what you want to be able to do is identify these restaurants, right? So let's talk about a restaurant that is the Golden Arches. Everybody knows that. It's one that when you go there, you expect, what do you expect? You expect to have rapid service. You expect to have consistent food and a consistent process. So no matter you are in Biloxi, Barcelona, or Beijing, you're expecting to walk into that restaurant and you get a very similar service. It's fast, it's economical, and you know what? It's good. Then there's a place that I really enjoy going every time I'm back in the States. I really enjoy taking especially my baby sister. We go and hang out there, and it is Houston's. Now, Houston's, you go in, the lights are a little bit dimmer. The table servers come over to you, and they ask you what kind of drink do you want, and all this other kind of stuff, right? So it's a nicer restaurant. And because we're on the East Coast of the US, we'll stay on the East Coast of the US. Then there are 3-star Michelin restaurants, which are really high end, top of the game, top of the gamma, I guess is what you would say. And you get a 3-star Michelin dining experience. You walk in, there's the maitre d', they ask you what you want, and they give you all the suggestions. And many times you may not even see what the price is on the menu, but if you do see the price, it's definitely not the McDonald's price. So what I mean by that is it would be super, super strange to walk into a McDonald's and see a maitre d' asking you for your table when you're looking for something quick and fast. And it would also be very odd if you were in a 3-star Michelin restaurant and there was someone asking you if you wanted fries with the shake, or vice versa, or upsize it, or whatever, right? I think you get the idea. Each one of these experiences are different dining experiences. At the end of the day, for the ideal client that is going into each one of these restaurants, what the restaurants have done is they have created the right experience for their ideal client. Not only do they understand the demographics of the client, they understand the psychographics, meaning that they understand what they like, what they don't like, what drives them, what their challenges are. But most importantly, and this is what very few people talk about, when you want to be able to understand how to best serve your ideal client, you need to understand this other part, is make sure that you're never too far away from where they are. Many times you're just going to be a couple steps ahead of them, maybe a couple years, whatever the case may be. This is the key to be able to best serve your ideal client. What do you need? You need to be able to, just like either the McDonald's, the Houston's, or like a restaurant like Per Se in New York City, which is a 3-star Michelin restaurant, you need to truly understand them. And this is the thing that is absolutely key. You have to do two things. Here it is. Appreciate you getting to this point. Number one, you absolutely must anticipate their needs. What is it they're looking for? Know more than they know what you're looking for. Know them inside out. Anticipate their needs. And the second thing is help them get the result or the experience that they're looking for. Because when you're able to do this, you'll start to realize it, and it's not always necessarily easy. The process can be simple. It's not easy. But you get to a point where you're anticipating your needs and you're helping your ideal client get results. What that does is it helps you understand that attracting your clients and serving them can be lots of fun, lots and lots of fun for you as the business owner, as well as for your clients, because you found the sweet spot. You are anticipating the needs. You're seeing the challenges that they're going to have before they see them. And the reason that you're seeing those challenges and you're building those solutions for them is because you are not that far away from what the solutions needed to be, because more than likely you're the person that is serving your ideal client. And so as you're serving them, you're improving their experience. Guess what's going to happen? You're creating an experience so much that your ideal client not only wants to continue to engage with you, they also want to recognize how much you've helped them, and they want to bring others along. Because if you've created that right experience, you've anticipated their needs, you've helped them overcome their challenges because you've clearly anticipated their needs and understood who they were and who they are and where they want to go, then guess what? They're going to want to also have you help others that are near them, with them, know them. So what's needed to best serve your client? It's two simple things. Number one, anticipate their needs. And two is to be able to help them get results. Because just like any of those three restaurants that I named before that have three very different ideal clients, at the end of the day, each one of these companies are profitable businesses that are able to anticipate their clients' needs and provide them the experience, which is the result that they're looking for, which is a nice full tummy, right? And so that's the thing. That's what you need to know to best serve your ideal client. How to, number one, effectively anticipate their needs when you're looking at the understanding who they are demographically, psychographically, and also because you weren't that far away from what they're going through right now. You're able to best anticipate their needs and help them get the result. That's what's needed to best serve your ideal client. So listen, as you know, I'm always interested in your feedback, what you think. Let us know through your reviews. It's always something that we appreciate. And also, too, be the person that is making a positive impact on someone else. Take today's episode, share it with family, share it with friends, so that you can help them move from theory to practice, helping them to best understand what's needed to serve their client, because they are in that reflective state right now. And this is the episode that they need to hear. And you're the person that is the one that's there to bring it to them. So with that said, while you're sharing, while you're caring, guess where I'm going to be? I'm going to be right here preparing for the next episode. So until then, go out and make it a great day. And thank you very, very much. Today's conversation was sponsored by the Billy Keels Advisory Program. If you're looking to make your 9-to-5 optional and need some help, just go to billykeels.com/advising. Once again, that's billykeels.com/advising.